Tonight on the news at 10, an aircraft accident in West Glacier has resulted in fatalities. We've got the latest. Plus, the town of Fort Benton mourns the loss of a first responder, his funeral drawing crowds into the hundreds. And later, another blow to foreign aid funding. President Trump signs a bill canceling billions of dollars for foreign aid programs. Your 10 o'clock news starts now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and welcome in. Thanks for trusting MTN with your 10 o'clock news. I'm Owen Skornik-Hayes. First this evening. Developing news tonight, an aircraft incident this morning has tragically left 2 people dead just outside of West Glacier. Around 9:41 a.m., Flathead Emergency Services responded to an aircraft off the runway at Ryan's Field near West Glacier. Upon arrival, they found the aircraft fully engulfed in flames. 2 individuals on board were found dead. Their identities are being confirmed and next of kin are being notified. The bodies will be transported to the Montana State Crime Lab for autopsies. The National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration have been notified, with investigators en route. We will keep you updated as this story develops. For 24 years, Jared Vayu was stationed within Fort Benton's volunteer fire department. On Saturday, July 19th, he tragically passed away. I went to the town where it seemed as if the entire community, and even some outside, were gathered for their chief's funeral. Friday was a somber day in Fort Benton. The community mourns the loss of a fallen first responder.
Just a huge pillar, and this community is going to be feeling this loss for a long time.
Jared Vayu, fire chief with the Fort Benton Volunteer Fire Department, passed away on Saturday, July 19th at the age of 52. A chief for several years, Jared was a member of the department for 24 years.
The most kind man you'd ever have the privilege of meeting. A friend first, a wonderful leader who always would do the things he asked you to do.
He's like your friend first. Just a great guy. He did so much for the whole department, and it wouldn't be where it's at right now without him.
And as you can see here, the doors are opened here at the Fort Benton Volunteer Fire Department. The main engine pulled out as well to commemorate the fallen chief. A natural leader, he made numerous efforts to expand the fire hall and its services by way of grants and donations. His demeanor left a lasting impression on surrounding communities. Hundreds turned out for his funeral at the Montana Agricultural Center in Fort Benton. Fire departments from the surrounding 3 counties also paid their respects.
He created a brotherhood, a great environment for all of us to be a part of.
His brothers continue their mission without their leader, but now serve with a renewed purpose.
We're going to fight and win, not because we're well-trained, disciplined, and highly motivated, but because Jared's up in heaven looking down on us, and he's going to tip the scales in our favor every chance he gets.
From Fort Benton, Owen Skornik-Hayes, MTN News. In 2024, the Sons of Norway Viking food stand was absent from the Montana State Fair, eliciting a response of confusion and sadness from many fairgoers. Now, with an all-new fire suppression system, the stand is back, serving up the same delicious treats enjoyed by hundreds. MTN's Brianna Juneau has more.
Back by popular demand.
There's a lot of excitement in the community.
The Sons of Norway Viking food booth has returned to the Montana State Fair this year, ending its absence after being forced to sit out the 2024 fair.
They had a requirement that food vendors had to have a fire suppression system.
And on short notice and sporting a cost of around $8,000, the booth was unable to make it work.
Thankfully, we had a very generous donor, gave us a very generous donation last year to ensure that we would be open this year again.
For decades, fairgoers have anticipated the signature Viking, a spiced, oversized meatball skewered on a stick, often cited as Montana's most popular fair food.
We're excited that the public is excited to come back to visit our booth this year. So we wanted to make sure we were ready for the fair.
The return of the Vikings not only restores a cherished menu favorite, but it also allows the Sons of Norway to continue supporting and donating to the community.
We do a lot with the funds that we raise. It's very important. There's a big list of about 20 organizations we donate to every year at the end of the year, and it all comes from what we raise here.
As fairgoers revel in rides, exhibits, and food, the triumphant comeback of the Viking booth stands out as a highlight. In Great Falls, Brianna Juneau, MTN News. Let's take a look at those weather headlines. You can expect some daily chances for showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the weekend and for the week ahead. Those temperatures do remain steady and warm, mainly in the 80s, some places seeing the upper 70s, but some better moisture will work its way into the forecast through the middle of this upcoming week. Here's a look at your high temperatures seen today into the low to upper 80s and the low 90s for some western and eastern portions of the state. Currently, those temperatures are ranging in the upper 60s all the way to the upper 70s. And then you can expect those low temperatures tonight down into the low to upper 50s, even the low 60s. We'll see some more chances of showers and thunderstorms making its way northeast, that system. And then you can expect high temperatures tomorrow right back up into the 70s and the 80s with some partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, nice and warm, and some more chances of showers and thunderstorms on the way. There will be some chances of severe thunderstorms tonight over in the eastern portion of the state, but I'll give you a full look at your forecast and what else you can expect later.
This week marked another blow to foreign aid funding as President Trump signed a bill canceling billions of dollars for foreign aid programs. Scripps News Group's Katie Tubman reports on how humanitarian groups are working despite taking another funding hit.
President Trump on Thursday canceled nearly $7 billion in foreign aid funding that was previously approved by Congress. This latest funding cut comes as humanitarian aid groups are fighting to fill in the gaps and keep millions of people alive.
Pues me dio como un gran respiro.
When Norgine Maduro fled Venezuela for Colombia in 2023 due to safety threats and a worsening economic crisis, she had her 2 children, no official IDs, and a lot of questions about the future.
Me sentía perdida, ¿a dónde voy? ¿Qué hay? ¿Cómo sobrevivo aquí ahora?
And when her family found themselves in need of food and economic support, they, like millions of people across the world, received life-saving humanitarian aid funded by the U.S. government.
Y gracias al programa de Mercy Corps, pues yo pude recibir una ayuda humanitaria.
Maduro found Mercy Corps, which for decades has been a major lifeline for afflicted global communities. Now, NGOs like it are forced to forge ahead amid devastating and in many cases fatal cuts to U.S. foreign assistance.
And that for us meant that all of our work had to stop. Not just rhetorically, but literally we had to put down our tools in some cases.
Mercy Corps' Katie Crosby told Scripps News Group 80% of its U.S.-funded programs were canceled under the Trump administration. Programs that would have provided emergency food assistance, clean drinking water, and access to shelter for more than 3.6 million people across several countries this year alone. One of those programs included nutrition centers that were forced to close their doors to 55,000 children.
They can bring a child who is starving back to life, and seeing those babies go from listless to chubby and smiling will never fail to warm your heart and to demonstrate the value of this assistance.
Es muy triste.
Maduro knows firsthand the value of that American assistance.
Sé lo que es estar sin un suelo y sin estar sin nada y estar percibiendo y de repente quedarte también sin esa ayuda. Es una muerte lenta, ¿sabes? Es poco a poco irse acabando y morirse.
That slow death, according to a recent study, is estimated to add up to 14 million avoidable deaths by 2030 if U.S. foreign aid cuts continue.
The U.S. has been such a generous donor and has been so effective at providing assistance that there is no direct substitute. There's no single actor or program or person who can fill that gap.
No solamente es la ayuda económica que nos dan, porque no todo el tiempo es ayuda económica, sino que nos dan el piso para poder crecer y avanzar.
Katie Tubman, Scripps News Group, New York.
How's you going, John, Amy, and Butte? The Silverbow Drive-In won one of its battles that threatened its existence, but now they say they've got another fight in front of them.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. A Butte drive-in theater is concerned how zoning changes would affect their business. MTN's John Amy spoke with the owners of the Silverbow Drive-in Theater to learn how this change could potentially hurt their business model.
Well, I'm a little early for the movie, but the owners of this classic drive-in movie theater just south of Butte are concerned about a proposed change in the zoning ordinance that could have some adverse effects to this very unique business.
You know, unless the person next to us who has that property with their development cares about us, we're like up a creek without a paddle.
The owners of the Silverbow Drive-In are concerned a proposal to zone their area as high industrial could bring in a new business next to the theater that could affect moviegoers. The theater is pushing for protections in the new zoning law.
Something to say that we are protected from lights, from noise, from all those things would impact a drive-in theater here.
The drive-in has been at that location off German Gulch Road since 1977. In that time, an industrial park has developed in that area. They fear a new development will be built on a 17-acre plot just east of the drive-in and possibly ruin their business.
Do they want a local business, as some people that have given their hearts and souls here, to not be here anymore?
On July 31st, Butte's Planning Board will host a public hearing on the new zoning ordinance at 5:30 in the evening in council chambers on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. The Hanson family plan to be there. They fear for the future of the drive-in.
If something happened to it, was gone, it would probably have quite an effect on me. But all this stuff has been extremely stressful on my family and myself.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Most temperatures the rest of the weekend and next week remain in the 80s with some daily chances for showers and thunderstorms. We'll give you a full look at your forecast coming up.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Brianna Juneau.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your Great Falls Canuck iCam earlier this evening. This is a beautiful shot of those cloudy skies and some of those systems that were moving through most of the region today. We'll still continue to see some chances of showers and thunderstorms, those severe thunderstorms pushing off into the east, but I'll get into that in just a second. Here's a look at your high temperatures today in Great Falls. Slightly below average, around 85 degrees, with some slightly above average low temperatures around 56 degrees. And over in that Opportunity Bank of Montana weather cam earlier this evening, we also saw some cloudy skies with some of those chances of storms making their way through, and those high temperatures today were a little bit more below average, around 84 degrees, with those lows expected right around average at around 57 degrees. This is something that you can look forward to through this next upcoming week. Those temperatures are going to remain in that steady and warm 80-degree temperature range for the most part. Daily runs of showers and thunderstorms will make their way through the week ahead as well, with some better moisture coming in through the middle of this next upcoming week. But let's take a look at those current temperatures. It's a nice mild night other than some of those showers and thunderstorms that are making their way through. 60s and 70-degree temperatures that will turn into 50s tonight, and then you can expect some cloudy skies with that. But why are we seeing these temperatures and some chances of showers and thunderstorms? Part of it is because of those upper level patterns. We do have a southwesterly flow, which means that flow is moving up kind of towards that northeastern portion of the state, which is why those storms are moving up that way. But there's enough instability despite this upper level ridge that's taking control of the region that will cause some of those showers and thunderstorms to pop up. But we do have some of those warmer temperatures on the way, again, ranging in that 80-degree kind of time zone. But tonight you can expect some chances of severe thunderstorms, mainly pushing into this eastern corner and in that Fergus County area. Those watches will remain in effect through 1 a.m. tonight. So keep that in mind. Here's a look at that severe thunderstorm outlook. Most of central Montana have some isolated thunderstorm chances through the overnight hours, but again, most of those scattered chances will push over into that eastern portion of the state. Tomorrow, you can still expect some showers and some thunderstorms. They just will most likely be on that non-severe side through most of the region. But here's a look at your future track. You can see most of that system moving up into that northeastern corner, and you can see that by 11 p.m. Through 3 a.m., most of that system will be up in that corner. So keep that in mind. We'll see some isolated chances of showers tomorrow morning, mainly up in this western northern corner, and then more showers and thunderstorms pick up as we head through Sunday evening. There's still, again, thunderstorms, just not as severe as we saw tonight. But that could change, and if it changes, then we will keep you updated here at Storm Tracker Weather. Those wind gusts could reach up to 30 miles per hour, especially if you do get hit with some of those storms. But other than that, these winds should remain on the lighter side, 5 to 10 miles per hour, with those gusts up to 20 miles per hour remaining through Sunday through Monday. So please keep that in mind. And then here's a look at your high temperatures that we saw today, ranging in the low to upper 80s and even the 90s for some areas. You can expect those low temperatures tonight down into the 50s with some mostly cloudy skies, nice and cool. And again, most of those showers and thunderstorms will begin to push up in that northeastern corner, with a lot of central locations, seeing them dwindling after sunset. But here's a look at your high temperatures tomorrow, up into the 70s and the 80s with some partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, nice and warm. Still going to see some daily chances, afternoon chances of those showers, but mainly picking up as we head towards the evening. And then we'll see some more chances through next week.